The land down under has never been easier to reach. United Airlines has more flights between the US and Australia than any other US airline, so you can fly nonstop to destinations like Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. Explore dazzling cities, savor the very best of Aussie cuisine, and get up close and personal with the wildlife. Who doesn't want to hold a koala? Go to united.com/Australia to book your adventure.
Today on CityCast Philly, it's time for our monthly events guide. We'll be sharing some of the coolest places to go, restaurants to try, and free things to do in September. Are you ready for car-free streets, wineries, and pumpkin spice everything? I am. All that and a lot more. It's Thursday, August 29th. I'm Trenae Nuri, and here's what Philly's talking about. Joining me for this monthly events guide is CityCast Philly producer Abby Fritz. Hey, Abby.
Hi, Trenae. So excited to be here.
Yes. And our Hey Philly newsletter editor, Asha Prihar. Hey, Asha.
Hi, Trenae. Happy almost September.
Yes. So we're the team behind CityCast Philly, a daily local podcast helping you keep up with the news and feel more connected to Philly. We have a daily newsletter too, so make sure you sign up. There's a link in our show notes. So before we get into the recommendations of September, CityCast Philly's second anniversary is coming up. To celebrate, we'll be giving away a branded tote bag to one lucky listener. If you'd like to be entered to get the bag, give us a call at 215-259-8170 and leave a message about your favorite CityCast Philly episode and something you'd like to see us do next. So that number is 215-259-8170. All right, back to the monthly events guide. This is one of my favorite episodes to do together because I get to learn so much more about Philly.
Yeah, same. I love hearing the types of events y'all curate because they're so different from what I would pick to do. And they've been some of my favorite things that I've done this year. So thanks, guys.
Okay, so before we get into our recommendations for this month, we have to talk about our one big Philly thing to do this month. And that's the Philadelphia Fringe Festival presented by Fringe Arts. This is the event to go to in Philly this month because it's massive. It's a celebration of innovative art with more than 1,000 creative contemporary performances. And there's events all around the entire city. According to the organizers, in the true spirit of the international fringe movement, there is no limits to the ways that artists and audiences can participate in and experience this festival. So Fringe Fest runs September 5th through September 29th. It's the entire month. So go check it out.
I was just going to say, I've always wanted to go, so I'm really going to try to go this year. I'm excited to check it out.
Have you started plotting which event you're going to go to?
Not yet. I've got to go through all of the events.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. So I'm sure I'll find something that piques my interest.
All right, let's get into some more activities. Asha, what are you excited about for September?
Yeah, so while we're still talking about theater, I'm actually planning to go see something maybe a little more mainstream than the Fringe, although I absolutely want to go to one of the Fringe Festival events as well. But yeah, I'm planning to go see Les Miserables at the Academy of Music. This run started at the end of August and it goes until September 8th. First of all, I love this musical. It's been one of my favorites for a long time, but I've only ever seen it live at a high school, so I'm super excited to see it professionally performed. And I also will say that I love the venue where it's happening. The Academy of Music has such beautiful architecture. Yeah. The sound has been great in my experience there, and the views, I always feel so immersed in the show. I just love sitting in the center of the balcony level or the back center of the parquet level. It's just always been a wonderful experience there, and I always feel so fancy when I go there. It feels almost another era. Even though the shows are very technically great and modern and everything, it's the venue feels so classic. And if I do say so myself, I think I've mastered the art of getting a deal on tickets at the Academy of Music. So like the prices right now, if you look online, are somewhere between like $21 and $150 for a ticket. And that's depending on which, like where you want to sit and which day you want to go. And you'll be able to find cheaper tickets on weekdays. And the absolute cheapest seats are going to be like higher up, or they're going to be obstructed, because the Academy of Music has these huge pillars that are just like on every level, and they block a lot of views. I like to go to the website, aviewfrommyseat.com, to figure out where the views are actually obstructed, because there are some that are marked as obstructed and they just might be like a little less leg room, or like there's sort of a pillar in the way, but like not really. Just do your research, because you might be able to find like an obstructed seat, and then your friend could buy a non-obstructed seat next to it, and you can kind of just like lean over toward them. I've done that before, and you could like switch at intermission, split the cost. There are ways you can get a deal to see like really high quality professional theater. And the one more tip I will share is that you want to pay attention to Ensemble Arts Philly's Community Rush page online, where they post a promo code that will let you get a nice discount on last minute seats that haven't sold yet. And they update that page every Monday at noon when there's a show going on.
Oh my gosh, that's a great tip.
Thanks.
So that sounds like so much fun. I'm super excited for fall, and I do feel like September, okay, it's fall now, it counts. I'm over the hot weather. I'm ready for the pretty foliage. I want hot drinks. It's time. I'm over the heat. So in honor of celebrating the season, I'm going to check out Fall Fest at Bellevue Winery. This is a festival taking place on Saturday, September 28th and Sunday the 29th. It's like about an hour outside of the city. Bellevue Winery is in South Jersey, and it's a super family-friendly event. You also don't have to be 21 to attend, even though it's at a winery. So definitely bring the whole fam, bring the kiddos. Everyone's welcome. But what really drew me to this event is the activities. There's going to be live music. There's going to be food trucks, specialty sangria, if you're over 21, of course, craft vendors, tractor tours of the vineyard, and grape stomping, which is what I'm going for sure. Yeah. So for those that don't know, grape stomping is a method of winemaking that generally happens around the harvest. People stomp grapes with their bare feet, and it's a tradition from other parts of the world. I grew up not too far from Napa in California, which is known for their wineries, but I never got a chance to participate in a grape stomp myself. So I'm going to do it out here, and I think it'll be fun. The pre-sale tickets are $5, so get them now, $5 per guest, and it's free for anyone under 21. And the doors will open at 11:30 for the pre-sale guests. General admission at the door is going to be $8, and then the gates open at noon. The festival's going to last until 5 p.m. So some things to remember before you head out there. There's no pets allowed. You can bring outside snacks, which is cool, but not like catering trays of food. So no, you can bring some little things. And no outside alcohol. They also are encouraging you to bring tables and chairs to this event, because I don't think they have a ton of seating, and they just like open up the whole space for people to kind of set up camp. And this is taking place rain or shine. So it's going to happen, guys.
That's cool. But I guess also pack a towel so that you can dry off your feet.
Yes.
If you're stomping those grapes.
Get the grapes off. What do you have planned for September, Trinae?
I mean, I'm going to choose something that's also like a staple fall activity, and that's a visit to Linvilla Orchards this month. I grew up in the area. I would go there as a kid. I love taking my family to this orchard too, because there's just so much things that you can do. I'd recommend getting there super early in the fall season, because as we get closer to like Halloween and, Thanksgiving, it gets super busy. But it's also a great place to have field trips. And, it's definitely popular among the weekenders from the city looking for those like fall vibes and, pics for social media. So I've been guilty of doing that myself because you can go fishing. You can pick your own apples and pumpkins. You can enjoy a story time. You can run around the Playland playground. Take a train ride, a pony ride, get your face painted, enjoy Pumpkin Land, and there's a corn maze. There's also daytime afternoon, and the witches' evening hay rides.
Ooh.
Adults can enjoy a cold brew in the beer garden, or you can buy their delicious cider donuts or a freshly baked pie. Doesn't that sound like fun? That sounds like fall
Ugh.
all wrapped into one big
Yes.
package.
I love cider donuts.
Yeah, and their market has like such good stuff.
It's filled with stuff. And I love getting like little pumpkins and big pumpkins. It's just so perfect.
Mhm.
Now, be sure to check out if the fall activity that you want to do requires a time ticket. Everyone 11 months old or older needs one. And if you're younger, you can get into Lynn Villa for free. And speaking of pie and pumpkins, we've got food recommendations and free things to do this month after the break. All right, who's hungry? I am. I've been eyeing this restaurant on South Street. It's called Rex at the Royal. This dining experience, it's inspired by the coastal regions of the American South. So this summer, I walked by and I noticed some of the black and white photographs on the facade. And I did some digging around and I found that according to Hidden City Philadelphia, this is the location that held the Royal Theater, which was Philadelphia's first and largest Black-run theater that opened in 1919.
Wow.
And this venue was like a creative hub and a safe haven for Black community radio shows, talent shows, live performances from like music greats like Cab Calloway, Bessie Smith, and Billie Holiday. Now, it closed in 1970 and it laid vacant for about 47 years. In 1976, the building was placed on the Philadelphia Register of Historic Places. And in 1980, it was placed on the National Register. So this is like a historic building. Now, it's definitely been under some renovations. There was some switching of ownership, but now it's a restaurant called Rex at the Royal, which offers some incredible sounding foods like oysters, baked oysters, fried oysters, skillet cornbread, which I'm pretty sure is going to be amazing, braised collard greens, braised oxtail, and a dish called catfish and Jimmy Red waffles, which I guess is like a fun take on chicken and waffles. There's even a cocktail called Soprano, a mocktail called Beards and Tights, and there's also a Royal Espresso Martini. I know that they're pretty popular in the city. Now, keep in mind that Center City District's Restaurant Week is actually kicking off on September 8th through the 21st. So you can actually get a deal at this restaurant. So during Restaurant Week, Rex at the Royal is offering dinner only for indoor or outdoor dining at a cost of $40. So yeah, make your reservations. And you can also check out the other participating restaurants that are offering lunch and dinner specials at centercityphila.org. Doesn't that sound great?
Yeah, I love a restaurant week to sort of like push you to try like the restaurants that you've been meaning to try for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
On a budget.
Yes.
Asha, what is your food recommendation for September?
I'm going cookie mode. But yeah, there's this cookie business that is based in Lancaster County. They have a couple different locations, and they're called Taylor Chip. And they make these like huge artisan cookies in a bunch of different flavors. And they're expanding to Philly in September. So these cookies, I've seen them online. My Instagram algorithm knows that I love sweets. So I've gotten so many ads for these. These cookies, they're massive, they're dense, and a few of the flavors like s'mores, loaded peanut butter and jelly, they have these like super gooey insides. They look so good, and they've also got some like non-gluten and some vegan-friendly versions.
Nice.
And yeah, so they're coming here. They're going to be opening a store in the Rittenhouse Square area, and they're going to be opening another one in Fishtown. So the grand openings are happening September 14th for the Rittenhouse shop And then the Fishtown one is happening September 21st. And these events, they're going to have some like cool giveaways and stuff if you get there early. So apparently the first 25 people who make a purchase will get a t-shirt, stickers, a gift card, and 2 scoops of their new ice cream, which they're going to be debuting at these openings.
Nice.
Plus, they're going to have a sweepstakes where you can enter to win free ice cream every week for a year.
Oh, wow.
What?
Sounds pretty cool. Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely want to check out Taylor Chip because I love cookies. And, you know, I hear there's a new cookie shop. I'm going to go. So
I love how they're all in on Philly, too. They said, we're not opening 1, we're opening 2 locations. They're confident.
Yes, I was honestly like so shocked when I saw that they had 2 grand openings happening a week apart from each other. I was like, wow, you guys are bold. You like know you're going to be successful.
I love that. So for my food event, I'm going to head out to the 39th annual Kennett Square Mushroom Festival this year.
Okay.
I'm excited. I've heard about this for a while. So for those that haven't heard, it's a festival celebrating mushrooms, mushroom farms, and Kennett Square, which is in Chester County, which is about an hour outside of Philly, give or take. And what surprised me that I read on the festival's website is that it is the mushroom capital of the world, which, according to a WHYY article from a few years back, Chester County produces half of the nation's mushrooms.
Whoa.
Isn't that so random? I had no idea. So this 2-day event is here to celebrate that. The festival is a mile strip through the Kennett Square borough. This year's theme is Spawning Future Growth, which is kind of a nod to the nonprofit organizations that the festival donates some of its proceeds to every year and their dedication to nurturing healthy fungi and the community. So there's going to be so many mushroom-themed activities. I'm so excited. There's an amateur fried mushroom eating contest. You can also try a variety of lesser-known mushrooms if you're kind of mushroom curious like me. Or you can stick with things like classic mushroom soup. They also have a bunch of vendors. They have some tents where you can like learn about the mushroom growing process. And they have celebrity chef Carla Hall, who's going to be there doing some cooking demonstrations. And she's all over like TV food shows. She was on Top Chef, The Chew. Super cool. So she's going to be there as well if you want to check her out. So this festival is going to be taking place on Saturday the 7th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday the 8th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tickets are $5 cash only to enter, so bring cash. And then it's pay as you go for things like food and beverages. There's also a suggested donation of $5 for parking. They have some parking areas set aside, but you can also kind of like drive around and try to find a spot if you get there early. So check the website, which is mushroomfestival.org, to see the daily schedules and, you know, make sure you're hitting all the events you want to hit.
I love this. Mushrooms. Yeah.
Yes. Yummy.
And it's $5 cash. That seems very budget friendly. Abby, did you want to start us off with the free things to do this month?
Yeah. So I'm keeping with the fall theme. And I'm going to get outside while it's not too hot, not too cold. And this may be a controversial opinion, but I do think fall is the best time of the year to hike. So I don't know. Maybe people disagree. I know some people prefer the spring, but I like the foliage. I kind of like it a little chilly personally. So this is when I like to hike. So that's what I'm looking to do. So I was poking around some of my favorite hiking groups in Philly, and I came across a great way to celebrate family this year on Grandparents' Day, which is September 8th. So the Friends of the Wissahickon and a local women's hiking group called Hike and Heal are going to be collaborating to put on a family hike, which is going to be in the Wissahickon.
Nice.
Both these organizations are like great for events too. So if you ever want to just check them out for stuff, they're awesome. But usually Hike and Heal events cost some money, which I do think they're well worth it. So y'all should check them out. But this one's free. So that's pretty cool. This event is going to be from 1 to 3 p.m. And the meeting point is at the Cedars House, which is a restaurant on Forbidden Drive in the Wissahickon Park. And this hike is meant for the whole family, so bring everyone. Bring everyone to honor the grandparents, you know. Invest in your health and wellness, as the website puts it. And like I mentioned, it's free, but you do have to register in advance. So make sure to get online and do that. But if you can't make it to this hike because, say, you're at the Mushroom Festival, we do have a guide to day hikes around Philly that you can check out in our podcast feed.
Yes.
Trinae, what activity do you have on deck for us?
Abby, I'm going to stay outside too. And I definitely want to check out the Open Streets West Walnut event that is being run by Center City District with the support from Rittenhouse Row and the city. So for 4 Sundays in September, we all get to roam free, shop, eat, and enjoy games, sidewalk chalk, and live entertainment without the worry of cars and trucks rolling by. So this nearly 7-block radius of 18th Street from Locust to Chestnut and Walnut Street from 15th to 19th will temporarily be car-free. This is a free family-friendly event on Sunday, September 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m.
I'm so excited for this. I feel like whenever I'm in that area, like especially on Chestnut Street, there's like the bus lane there. There are always like cars kind of coming
it's
into
tight.
it. It's like such a like chaotic traffic situation. Like if you're there on like a Friday night, it's like, whoa. So I'm really excited to like see what this area is like when it's just like pedestrian traffic.
I love this idea of car-free streets, and I feel like other districts, like, you know how a lot of our neighborhoods have night markets where they close a couple of blocks off so that we all can like enjoy the food trucks and live entertainment and meeting our neighbors. I feel like we should also include some car-free nights as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It'll get us outside and get us bonding a little bit more. So
Totally.
yeah, I think this is a really cool event. Asha, what do you have on your list that's free?
Yeah. So we've been talking about how much we love fall. I love fall too. And in my opinion, it's the best time of the year to like get people you know to like come visit you in Philly who like live out of the city, because it's just like the weather is usually at like kind of just the right temperature. Like once the leaves start changing, it's like really pretty. But yeah, so actually my partner's parents are coming to visit us from out of state for the first time. So we're still working on kind of building the itinerary for when they're here, but I sort of kind of put together an idea of like some free sites that I want to take them to in Old City, so we can sort of give them a variety of stuff to do and like see things while not feeling pressured to like linger there for too long. If you know, you want to get a variety and like pack a lot in, they're only going to be around for a couple days, so we want to make sure we can do as much as possible. You know, it's their first time. We'll have to show them stuff like Elfreth's Alley or like a tour of Independence Hall. But there's actually like so much other less talked about gems in the area that we might take them by. So right next door to like, Independence Hall, there's the American Philosophical Society, and right now they've got an exhibit that's about like historic drawings of birds. And then down the street, there's the Science History Institute, which I actually haven't been to before myself. It's been on my list for a while, so I'm definitely interested in checking that one out for a little bit. And we'll also probably want to hit up the Fireman's Hall Museum, which is this kind of small museum that's focused on local fire history and is in like a renovated firehouse in Old City. There's also the Museum for Art and Wood, which is a very digestible museum where you can spend like maybe like half an hour. And then there's the Weitzman National Museum of American Jewish History, which is really extensive for a free admission museum, so I don't know how that might fit into the day. This schedule is getting really packed, but like you get the point. If you are just wanting to do like a, you know, free tour of Old City, I feel like fall is a great time to do it because you're not like sweating. Like I think some of the summer tourists have kind of cleared out. I'm really excited to kind of hit some of these spots.
Nice. I sense a theme here, y'all. It's basically get your sneakers because you're going to be doing a lot of walking.
Yes.
All right. That was our Hey Philly newsletter editor, Asha Prihar, and our CityCast Philly producer, Abby Fritz. Thank you both so much for all of these events for September. I'm getting excited.
Yeah, thanks, Trinae.
Thanks for having us.
That's all for today here on CityCast Philly. Our producers are Abby Fritz and Noah Snyderman. Our Hey Philly newsletter editor is Asha Prihar. And our host is me, Trinae Nuri. Music is by Philly's own Interminable, with additional music from All the Kimonos. If you enjoyed the show that is packed with things to do, restaurants to try for September, tell a friend, make those reservations. And also rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter, Hey Philly. We'll be back Tuesday morning with more news from around the city. Have a great weekend and be safe, y'all. Bye.